from the intro of crack, when you found out how Freeway Rick was all in that circle of the shit with the war they was funding, and the CIA was letting the dope land in LA. You think about that shit, and you think about the day Ronald Reagan said, "I declare a war on drugs," and they came with the "Just Say No," and it was like this whole scare tactic campaign about the scary criminals in the inner cities and shit. So then we got the crack. Now I know in 80 whatever, when they start freebasing cocaine, wasn't no mother nigga went and spent $100 on some powder and said, "I'm gonna pour this shit into a bottle of water and let's set it on fire and make it turn into a rock." That shit is some chemistry shit. That shit is some science shit. And when the crack was economically broken down to be affordable in the ghetto, and the shit was given to people like Freeway Rick, just here, you free to slets. Man, all that shit was one big setup, bruh. The shit was a setup to where, the gangs, I don't even know where rap the gangs would have went in if it wasn't for crack. They wouldn't have turned into crack gangs. Gangs would have been, they probably would have, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have been what it is.
You and then still had breaking in houses.
So then all of a sudden, we like 84, 85, this crack thing is jumping off. And a couple years into that shit now, if you got a rock and a gun, they finna put you away for hella long. You know what I'm saying? And then they, the whole shit with the powder and shit. And the white boys is selling all the powder and shit, and they ain't really stressing them out at all. But you can get caught with a gun and some powder, and you don't get fucking 80,000 years in jail. But if you got a rock and a gun, your ass is out. And
it was crazy like that.
And then not only was setting all these situations up for you to get off, they was purposely pressing the line in the hood. So mostly like on our side, Mexicans and niggas got it. You know what I'm saying? On the other side, Puerto Ricans and niggas got it. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't pressing the line to bust people in the suburbs. They was only with the hood. But a city like Oakland was signed up for the program on the war on crime. So if you bust so many people and convict so many people, we'll send you more weapons. We'll send you more budget. We'll send you more cars. You know what I'm saying? So they had incentive policing to get the numbers up because they want the good numbers for the war on crime. So now they setting up all these laws. We in a trap fighting over the hood. We ain't buying the hood, but we killing each other over the block. And niggas is we ushered in a whole new era of slavery. Modern day slavery, the mass incarceration. They locked us the up. They locked all our homies up, nigga. If your homie got a cold case, he wasn't too much different than the homie that got murdered. He like, damn, I ain't finna see the homie no more. Gone. And in 1980, the stats are something like, when Ronald Reagan said war on crime, it was probably like 500,000 people in American jails, prisons. Now it's like over 2 million. And all the motherfuckers came from the hood, a whole bunch of blacks and Hispanics. And basically they just out-tricked us, bruh. We run around here talking thug life and shit, and we could have been like the Italian mafia, trying our damnedest to be drug dealers and pretend not to be, cleaning that shit up and walking around. You know what I'm saying? We wrote it out, and I want the young homies to know right now that if you calling the spot where you sell dope the trap, nigga, just listen to the word. It's a trap. I seen too many motherfuckers die or get all their youth taken away for that trap. And you sitting there going, nigga, I'm in the trap. You bragging about the trap. Some of us got out.
Exactly.
We didn't get the 20-year sentence.
If you ask me, it was all just design.
It's a setup. That's all I'm saying right now. It's a setup. And we the you from the 80s, you the generation that got set the up, the guinea pigs, the first one. But how long is you going to keep falling for the fact that